Hello and welcome to Eye on Plainsboro. I'm Les Varga, the Director of Planning and Zoning for the Township. We're here on the Bulk Farm, an 80-acre parcel that the Township acquired in December of 2008. Formerly it was a farm and then a nursery, but now through a generous contribution from Middlesex County, the Township purchased the property and will clean up a little bit of the environmental issues that have arisen from the farming and the nursery operation. We are going to put in trails, benches, and make it a very inviting nature preserve for everyone to enjoy. Once again, it's here on Cranberry Neck Road, and most people probably don't even know it's here. But I'm going to turn the mic over to Neil Blitz here. It's going to give us a little bit of the history, what's been going on with the property, and the future plans. Neil?
Thanks, Les. Appreciate that. Well, as you said, we purchased this property back in 2008. And since then, we've been working consistently on developing the property, first through site remediation and then through the development of the trails. When we purchased the property, we became responsible for the entire property. And then when we started doing soil samples, and what we found was a common practice among all the farmers with us in the territory. They used chemicals back then. We didn't find anything out of the ordinary, but what we did find is that there's certain areas within this property that had to have some soil removed, okay? And then we had to bring new soil in, we had to remove some invasive species, and we had to do some new planting. What's really nice is that project was primarily funded through a grant that we received through the New Jersey Department of Economic Authority.
Now, I understand that the property has received all its DEP approvals, so for all intents and purposes, we're ready to move forward with a plan. Can you tell us a little bit more about that plan?
Absolutely. Well, we received all the DEP approvals, which coincided with what we'll call the Remedial Action Work Plan. That was the guidelines for us to do all the site remediation work. So as we stand here today, we're completely done with it.
Now, I understand there's going to be an extensive amount of planting, native species of trees, some shrubs to essentially attract mostly birds and some pollinators to the property. Other than that, there will be no other construction on the property, correct?
No, in fact, there is a deed restriction and a conservation easement to prohibit any further development on this property. So what you see here coming in the near future is what you're going to get. There could be no residential and no commercial construction on this property ever.
You're going to be, your department, I should say, will be responsible for mowing it and for upkeeping, for taking some of the hazardous trees and limbs and branches down. But other than that, the property is going to be left in a fairly pristine condition. Is that right?
Oh, that's absolutely, you're 100% correct, Les. When you come in off of Cranberry Neck Road, there's going to be a brand new parking area. And then you're going to look out, you're going to see a kiosk that just shows you all the trails there. You're going to see a garbage can, a recycling can, because nothing's allowed within the trail system itself. And then you're going to walk in and you're going to see numerous paths. You're going to see a trail system that encompasses the entire, almost the entire perimeter, plus a system that actually goes through the heart of the property itself. Additionally, it's the intention of the Township of Plainsboro to provide some more planting buffers on the side of the property that's adjacent to Nostrand Road. So there'll be several tree plantings in there.
Now, I understand that there has been some maintenance that your department has done over the years, especially regarding an invasive species. Can you describe that a little bit?
Yeah, so throughout the years since we've had this project, we were treating an invasive species here called mugwort. Unfortunately, mugwort is prevalent throughout the entire farm, throughout the entire property. But throughout the years, we've been able to control its spread by cutting it as low as possible, and for the first few years, using an herbicide.
Okay. Now, I understand that a plan has been done that we have essentially signed off on. Can you tell us a little bit about when folks could actually see some construction out here on the site?
Well, we're in the final design phases right now. I believe at this point in time, we've received all our DEP permits that is required for any construction within the property. We plan to go out to bid probably within about 8 weeks. We plan on awarding the bid this year, and most likely you may see some construction this fall, but we do not expect the trails to be open to the general public until sometime next year.
Okay, thank you, Neil. This does sound like a very exciting project, and I look forward to its actual construction. Thank you for viewing Eye on Plainsboro.